Oh Jesus. So mate, just a quick one today. Probably just a tiny bit of an update. Didn't really do anything today other than clean the shit out of the house. Feeling pretty tired today. Jesus Christ. I worked on my IA. Not really. Yeah, I didn't work on my IA at all. Fuck. Or did I work? No, did I work on my IA? I don't think I did. Yeah, no, I don't think I did. What the fuck did I do this morning? Good question. I thought I worked on my IA, but I guess I didn't. And so, because of that, I'm more or less looking at my IA again, looking at all the other shit, because I want to basically just work. It's around 2040, 2050 pretty soon. And Jesus Christ, I have a ton of sources. But, yeah. What was I gonna say? But basically, yeah. So I guess I'm gonna work on my IA. What about now? Yes, this last edit was like 20 hours ago. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think this morning I just looked up a bunch of video about World War II shit. Nothing much in particular. Probably the most interesting today thing was I discovered some hot politicians. You know, the meme back in 2020 where, oh yeah, Kim Jong-un's sister's gonna take over him, and everyone's like, she looks kind of good. And then there's the deputy for the Russian Duma, who was like Natalie or something. Everyone was made a shit ton of meme about her. And then the Indonesian judge, which I forgot her name, and everyone was just like, yes, that shit was 2020. Damn it, I'm sad I didn't see the Indonesian judge. Is this how everyone's gonna just start in modern politics? They're just gonna be like, yeah, all the politicians are really hot. I think I'm gonna join politics. You do you, my dude. I mean, they are hot, but like, Jesus. Other than that, I saw a comedy channel today that basically kind of disses on a lot of shit about politics and other shit like that. American politics, particularly a lot of the time, which I don't particularly like. I don't know what's about it. I mean, I don't like modern politics in general. Yes. Yes. Does anyone like it? I don't think a lot of people do. It just feels like a cesspool. But I do not have enough knowledge to talk about that. Another interesting fact, a lot of the time we like to say animals are really smart, but I mean by the pure definition of intelligence, due to the fact that animals literally cannot speak nor have developed really a language, you could very much say that no, they are not smart because they have not developed a language. So technically no, they're very much dumber than humans. However, it's still just like, yeah, no, it's like we impose our own intelligence on other things that are sometimes you could say less intelligent than us, which is just the case. However, still conditioning will bring you a lot of things. Experiences, if you have enough of it, it will always beat out talent a lot of the time. But that is the interesting case as well, which basically means that a lot of time in in everyday life, especially when you have like a university education or some shit, and you're a very big brain person, a lot of time you would think that others would be as smart as you. You impose your intelligence on others. I mean, there's so much shit to talk about what it is meant to be a human, what it is like to be a human. And it is quite interesting, to say the least. I mean, sex and identity itself is already a gigantic cesspool of information, and even if you did a lot of research on that, there's still people that will scream in your face about it. The comedy channel I discovered recently also talks a lot about that, on how a lot of companies just basically gives a shit about LGBT things just because it makes them so much money. And from what I've learned from businesses is that exploiting niches is massive. Like, massive. Very, very massive. It is gigantic what you can do with niches, due to the fact that just think about it a tiny bit on economic terms, is that when you have a niche and you can exploit and you give them exactly what they want, they will always come back. So you have a constant customer flow, which is something that is amazing. Like even big companies don't get this sometimes. It's this absolute constant flow because they always can predict the output of what it is, and that prediction and that genuine constant source of finance is so important. And to say the least, yeah, the LGBTQ community is kind of a niche thing. Yeah. I mean, I also really want to read a lot about sex and identities. Just this will sound absolutely cold-hearted, but I fucking love to do this. Not really, because I don't have enough knowledge. Because as I learn more and more, I just feel as if so many people like to talk about shit that makes them seem all high and mighty and so smart, so intelligent, like talking about some niches or some shit like that. And that really pisses me off. Due to the fact that it seems that they're like boasting about the fact that, oh my god, everything's going down, oh my god, this and that. Like the comedy channel I found recently had two women basically saying, oh yeah, we're talking about World War III, the end of the war, and the conflict in some other foreign country, that, oh my god, we're gonna say out the name, and it makes it seem as if we're very small. However, that is very much subjected to my own perspective. But I really hate those people a lot, due to the fact that they make it seem as if they're all so high and mighty and oh so intelligent, and oh look at me, I read so many newses and other shit like that, even though they don't. And that is what pisses me off a lot of the time. It's just that, yes, you can form your own opinion. I have nothing against that. However, I would try to love to advocate for the fact that form your opinion based on as many things as possible, have many lines of defenses as possible, not just based on this one thing you've read and then based on your emotions and just basing everything off of that. Genuinely see to yourself, okay, how many factual things are happening right now. People love to rally against Trumps and everything, but how many people have truly read 100% what Trump did put out and everything of his policy and everything? Did people really read that? Did people really? I don't know about you, all those rally people, probably a lot of the rally people were just affected by someone else that just told them one or two things about this person, and then boom, everyone's rallying with everyone else. And surprise, surprise, a lot of the time rallies can just pull other people. People are magnetized to one another. They fucking are. We are social animals. It is built into our fucking brain. Our chimpy brain. Right? And it truly saddens me, because a lot of the time people would fucking get their news from, like, I mean, even if you got your news from most of any news website at the time of Trump's presidency, it basically this was basically the norm, right? Most news website shit on Trump on absolutely everything he did. I'm not supporting Trump. I am not saying that, but I am advocating for one goddamn thing, is to learn what the actual fuck is going on. I'm advocating for that. And other than that, I must give you one more info that is extremely relevant, and all the ground bases of the next discussion bit is that I know nothing about Trump, nor have I ever seen any of his policy. I do not have enough knowledge and ground on this. However, from everything else that I could infer, I must say the mass rally of people that talks about this or that truly pisses me off. It really, really does. They just rallied against Trump. And I mean, yeah, you could say, oh my god, this and that. And even worse yet, a lot of people love to share shit of like, ooh, Trump supporters are really stupid. Ooh, Trump supporters are really stupid. And there's just a plethora of that. And I mean, what else could you fucking go against? Like, what, you say another politician is stupid or something? Trump is already elected president. What else can you do, huh? It's just, talking about politics requires so much info, and yet people don't inform themselves enough and just raise a big crusader flag that attracts hundreds and thousands of people under the same banner and start going on this shit. And it pisses me off because, surprise, surprise, most people don't know enough things, and it truly pisses me off. It really, really does. You know? And I mean, surprise, surprise, another thing. A lot of people get their news via Twitter. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a bogged down source of info at all. It totally does not sound like a cesspool of things. Sure, you can get the official tweet of Trump, and that's primary sources. But what else is there? Huh? Do you have an expert on Twitter just like texting and retweeting Trump's tweet and basically saying this is an absolute bullshit thing? Twitter literally has a cap on how many words you can write. You think a professional is going to be able to express their opinion about a certain policy Trump put out in 200 words or 300 words? Which is the thing I'm basically saying, is that so many people are not educated, and it pissed me off that they're not making an educated guess or an educated opinion. It's just, you in America, if you give a shit about American politics most of the goddamn time, you have resources to learn. The US is the literal knowledge powerhouse of the entire world. You talk about good universities, you talk about America. You talk about good education, you talk about America. You literally talk about knowledge, you talk about America. Because of so many factors that came into being, that them just getting a fucking well of knowledge. So you have the fucking resources. Use it. My God. If you're genuinely interested in that thing, then learn more about it. And no, going on Facebook or going on Fox or getting your entire news based on one goddamn website isn't educating yourself. You're making the first goddamn step, and I'm supremely proud of you for that. Oh my God, good job. You're already distinguishing yourself from most other people for looking at least at a certain goddamn source. I am thankful for that. Even if it's like an extremely sketchy website that's called like rallyagainsttrump101.org. Some shit like that. I don't care. You're at least getting a second opinion from someone out there. Good job. However, then I invoke you, I advocate for you to take the next step. Please, take the next step. Look at other sources. Read up some books about politics, about what thing might seem good. Read up about economics, because I've heard that Trump is more of a businessman than a politician. If so, read up about economics. And sadly, I do not have enough knowledge to recommend you some books. You have to find that out for yourself. Sadly. But it is part of the learning process. And at the end of the day, this is just a sharing of ideas. You have to remember that every discussion should be a sharing of ideas. It is not about winning. It is not about losing. It is just about, simply put, the sharing of ideas. You becoming convinced or not is your choice. Ending the video here before I explode into smithereens, because I'm stupid.